Hi, my name is Howard Fong. I got into the movie business by accident. I was a lecturer at San Francisco State, and in 1976 I moved back to New York I moved to New York, not back. Then I studied, went to graduate school at NYU. And then a friend recruited me to work on a film called Wall Street. And that was my first film. I'm the Chinese guy sitting on a couch, and Charlie Sheen comes in, and that's how I met Oliver Stone. And I thought that was a very fascinating business, so I got started there. That'll be about 1985. Then I worked with John Woo's A Better Tomorrow #2. There was A Better Tomorrow #1, 2, and 3. In #2, Chow Yun-fat had a twin brother in New York, so he goes to New York, and so I worked with John Woo, Shek Ding, Tik Long, so we filmed for 2 weeks in New York City. And then I worked with Peter Wong of A Great Wall. He wanted me to come and help work on this film called The Laser Man. Peter Wong is very famous for A Great Wall, the movie that he came out in 1983, the first Chinese-American movie. So he filmed that film in China. He used Mei Lung Fang's old house in Shandong, so I worked with Peter for about a whole year, and I got more interested in it. Then I came back to San Francisco, and I worked with Wayne Wong in 1993 on the Joy Luck Club, and I had a scene with Sai Chin, and there's a picture of me with Sai Chin, and that was, then I knew this is the business of it, because I didn't know who Sai Chin was. I didn't know she was a very famous actress. She just keeps, I just knew that she could act, you know, and she comes from a whole family of very famous actor, you know. Her brother is Mr. Chow's restaurant. Mr. Chow's in New York, London, and Rodeo Drive. Those are all her. So, and from there I work in many other movies, and then I'm in the movie called Crash, and I played the Chinatown Tai-san businessman. And I work in Adam Sandler Click. I play Ping Wu's grandfather, because I know this white man is not my grandson's grandfather, because he's a white guy, see. And then I work a lot of commercial. I did a GE commercial. Take a look. I played the Ming Dynasty doctor. I take a look at the patient, and let's take a look. And that show was shown all over the world, including Thailand. And I had to say, Kamakan, you know, let's take a look. And that's still running right now after 2 years. It was shown during the Winter Olympic. So I did maybe about 30, 40 films, and all different types. I'll be shooting another film this Saturday in Chinatown with USC student. The scene is Old Beijing, and I'm going to be a shopkeeper, long beard, and we'll be shooting Saturday and Sunday. And so I'm even interested in this business, but the business has changed since 1993. There were many Chinese actors that came here, but now they're all going back to China. China is now the #1 film. They have the money, they have the best equipment. Even Hollywood now is moving to China. Yeah, NYU Film School opened a branch in Shanghai. See, and your 4 A-list agency, Endeavor, CACA, ICM, they all have a branch in Shanghai now. See, so everybody wants to get into the movie business, and I'm a co-producer with Aki Leong on his film called, the title is I Am Somebody, No Chance in Hell. It's about 1870 Chinese railroad worker, see. And that film is showing in China right now. So I have my name credit on the in China, but but I tell people if you go to China, you better learn Mandarin because even if you don't have to write it, you have to be able to speak it. Because how are you going to talk to the crew? They would, how are you going to understand? But oddly enough, Russell Wong does not speak Mandarin. Kelly Hu does not speak Mandarin. Maybe a little bit, but they get. But why China like to use them? Because they're highly bankable. See, that's the thing you learn in Hollywood. If you have a name, you'll mean a lot of money for the film. See, even if you don't speak Chinese, you don't draw. So, so people like Chow Yun-fat, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, they're all gone back to China now because there's not enough work here in the United States. And now Hollywood's moving to China, and because they see the China 1.3 billion market. See, that's 5 times the U.S. population. See, so I'm looking, but I know China is going to do a lot of theme on Chinese Americana because they're the people they want to know about their overseas Chinese, what they do. In America, who better can play the role of a Chinese American than a Juk Sing like me? Because I'm from here, I can play all those roles. And that's what Russell do in China. He play all those, he plays somebody come from Migo, go to China, there's no job in the United States, always that kind of story, see. And no, I'm pretty happy with the situation right now. It's just, the trouble is China takes a big percentage of your film. They take almost 87% of the profit. Yeah, so if you have $100 million, they take 87 million of the receipt, and then so the only way you get around that is you form a partnership with a co-producer, but then they would own 51%, see. Right now, China has a limitation of 20 foreign film a year, see. And so big studio. So, but still, American people want to shoot it. It's better to shoot a $100 million film in China with a big audience of 1.3 billion than only 300 million in the United States. No, I'm looking forward to working in China. I think it's a great opportunity. I think to me this is the biggest change, and I tell everybody, go. This and the United States is going a little bit to the right now. Things are a little different. I grew up at a time when discrimination, all the Taisan people could not buy a house, could not get jobs. In 1973, if you're color of your skin, you could not buy a house in parts of Beverly Hills, because of your skin. In 1964, until they changed the law, an Asian could not marry a white. See, that's only within the last 50 years. See, and no, the Taishan people face a lot of discriminations, and but it's not as bad as some other country like in Indonesia or Vietnam. I mean, I still say it's still a good country, but it's changing. But I'm glad China is becoming powerful because it makes us Chinese American feel we're somebody. See, no longer a nobody. See, and so I like to help in this film industry. I like to tell our story. We have so many stories here in the United States. The hardships, or when the Japanese went to camp in 1942, the Chinese were worrying about maybe me next, So one night they see the Japanese neighbor, next day they're gone, and nobody asks questions because you're afraid that's going to happen to you. I don't know. There's a lot of story about Taisan in America. China wants to hear stories like that because they don't know too much about the overseas Chinese, and I think we can do that. We have a lot of stories. There are a lot of Chinese all over the world, from Southeast Asia, South Africa. They all have stories to tell. And now China has a growing middle class and have a little more money to spend. And oh, I think it's great. So, I've quite a few relatives in, like Benson Fong is my cousin. He played the Charlie Chan. He started here in 1941. And the reason he got in the movie business is because they need Asian to play Japanese bad guys. See? So he played all the Japanese role because all the Japanese went to camp, and then that's how he got started in the movie business, because they needed the guy to play Japanese. See? Now, because China is opening up now, I see more roles. I do a lot of more commercial now. See, because they want the Chinese look. See, I haven't gone to the Great Wall yet, but I'm looking forward to it. You know, do a few scenes there. Other than that, but I attend a lot of Chinese at the conference here. One thing I notice about actors from China, being from Taiwan myself, I notice all the Chinese actors are very tall. They're over 6 feet tall, and I'm short. I'm only 5'7", and that's the first time I noticed that my own Chinese is taller than I am. And then they're lighter skinned. They come from northern China, see, and those in southern China tend to be dark skinned. And then I heard that if you're light skinned in China, you have a better chance of getting an acting job, because most stories takes place in North China. So if you're dark skinned, you might not get roles. You might have a kind of a discrimination there, unless you play ethnic tribe in the southern China, you know. So that's something that I have to deal with. But I'm glad I'm light skinned, so I'll probably get work.